KO Art of Sports right here with the head of new 360 Promotions. First, just kind of quickly talk about that. You branched off from K2. You're bringing Triple G with you. Just kind of let the fans know in on what's going on.
Well, 360's Promotions, a new promotional venture that I started. It gives you more flexibility to sign fighters, to do smaller shows, and to build fighters. So we still want to put on the best shows for the fans. Superfly 2 is the first show under the 360 banner. It's going to be February 24th at the Forum. That's why we're all out here at this media lunch. It's a great turnout. At the media lunch, we had Juan Francisco Estrada here. We had Brian Valoria here. Carlos Cuadras was here. McWilliam Arroyo. So much talent on this show. So many great fights. Brian Valoria, if you can imagine, fighting for his 5th world title. He's really a great ambassador for the sport. And then you have the Valoria fight, and then you have the 3 HBO fights. So it's going to be a tremendous value for the fans at the Forum, and we're looking forward to it. And these are the type of shows, it's really my philosophy, and that's what 360 stands for, is to working with everyone and doing worldwide events. So this is the kickoff show. We are going to start a local series here in LA, and then go on from there.
Well, we're definitely, like you said, the first show, February 24th, Superfly 2. I was doing the Fight Guys show the other day with everyone, and I think
you were sticking up for me, right?
Right. I was like, someone was like, hey, like, what's the best show kind of going into 2018 that's done? And I was like, Superfly 2. It's the best show so far. You got, Soreng Basai, who, got that controversial decision against then, pound for pound #1 Chocolatito, and then just levels them in 4 rounds in the second fight. Then Gallo Estrada's in a war with Cuadras. Yeah. Now he's fighting. I mean, tell us about that. It seems, like I said, it's my favorite fight so far of the year.
This will be top to bottom. This will be great. As you said, Carlos Cuadras. He's training now. He's training with Abel Sanchez. So he's made the commitment. It's not easy to train in Big Bear, especially in the wintertime. You got to run through the snow. You got the high altitude. So it takes a big commitment and discipline for Cuadras. But he realizes he doesn't have that many opportunities left. And he's back on HBO. We fought hard to get him back on HBO because he's a fan favorite. He's put on great fights against Chocolatito, against Estrada. So I was telling Peter Nelson, how can't we put him back on? Because he's fought the best guys, put on great performances. We need to reward him. So he's back on. He's fighting against McWilliam Arroyo, who's another one who was on the Puerto Rican Olympic team. He's another guy that fought the distance with Chocolatito. And we expect that, when the guys from Puerto Rico fight against guys from Mexico, they both have that extra motivation fighting for their country. And I think the fans are in for a treat. On that one, Brian Valoria is fighting on the show. That one's not going to be on the HBO, so everyone who wants to see Brian Valoria fight live against Artem Delakian from Ukraine, you gotta come out to the Forum. We priced the show starting at $30. So for $30 to get in to the lower bowl at the Forum, not the highest seats, the lower bowl at the Forum, great location to see this type of talent. And then Estrada versus Rungvisai. Really the 2 best guys in that division fighting against each other, squaring off against each other. Rungvisai just seems like, since he had that controversial decision against Chocolatito, the rematch, he just put a huge exclamation point on it. It really seemed like he raised the level of his career, and the win of Estrada over Cuadras was a masterclass of boxing. So that's a fight that I'm looking forward to as a boxing fan.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great card. 2 guys missing off of this, and I know Inoue you were trying to get on. It doesn't look like that kind of happened. Maybe you could let us know what happened with that, and obviously Chocolatito, kind of what's his mindset at, and when do you think we could see him again?
Well, Inoue has decided to, my understanding from his promoter is that he's decided to move up to 118. He had just fought the end of December, so between him moving up and fighting recently, the timing wasn't right for him to be on this show. He had a tremendous performance on the first Superfly show. Created a big fan base, a big splash with the knockout he had over a world-class fighter, Antonio Nieves. So he made a lot of fans. Inoue did over here on his HBO debut, his U.S. debut. That's why he's not on the show. And Chocolatito is going to take a little more time off, but it looks like he's going to fight maybe April, May over here in the States. But again, there's nothing set there. I'm talking to Mr. Honda and taking promotions and his manager Carlos Blandon to see exactly what their plan is. I heard he might take a fight first in Nicaragua and then come over here, but we'll see what the strategy is. And then, like I said, Chocolatito has an open door to fight on any of our shows. He's opened the doors for all these super flyweight and the lighter weight divisions, and we have a tremendous amount of respect for what he's accomplished in the ring.